Fair use, fair use, fair use. Copyright disclaimer. I am not using this video for financial gain whatsoever. I am using it for edification purposes only. Okay? Before we go any further, I want to say Shalom, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, pushing his doctrine of truth to the elect of the nation of Israel, who were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, pursuant to the curses of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. All right. I guess the title of this lesson is Never Trust Thine Enemy, or something to that effect. I don't know. As you can see, this brother here, well, I believe to be an Israelite, he's got the spirit of a Jake. Okay, he's got that fighting spirit of a Jake. Ricardo Ignacio podcast. Okay, videos entitled "White Girls" or "Edomyte Girls Kidnap Israelite Girl and Recorded." Okay, and this is just more proof as to why you Israelites, need to learn who your enemy is. Okay? Now, if she knew that these Edomites were her enemy, she wouldn't be in this predicament right here. Okay? She's in a predicament where they can take advantage of her, unalive her, torture her, okay? Mistreat her, as you're about to see. All right? This is why that saying, ignorance is bliss, is BS. Okay? Because you should know who your enemy is. I don't care where you are. You should always know who could possibly do you some harm. Okay? Let's get scripture first. Let's go to Sirach chapter 10 or chapter 12. Let's start at verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Okay? Now, wickedness never disappears. Okay? Just like the rust on iron. Okay? If it's in the right conditions, that rust is going to develop and it's not going to disappear. In fact, it's going to grow. It's going to spread. Okay? Because when you see rust set in, it doesn't cover the piece of iron all at once. It's progressive, okay? It occurs over time, but it grows and grows and grows and grows some more, okay, until it's completely covered with rust. And that's how the wickedness is with the Edomites. This is a great analogy, okay? Meaning that wickedness doesn't go anywhere. It gets worse as time progresses. And they begin to show it. All right? So without further ado, let's play this video.
Bro, I'm really about to this bitch. What you gonna do? No, we're behind the body. Okay.
So, in case you're wondering, here's a scenario. These bunch of white girls invited her black friend over to their house, got her after she was drunk, they tied her up, and then they decided that it was a good idea to record what they're about to do to their black friend.
That ass wrong song. What is you finna do?
Oh my god,
You trying to leave this house, bitch, and I'm gonna drag you by your hair, bitch. Audrey, talk all that shit that you was talking over the phone. Talk it now! Talk it now! Fuck! Bitch, shut up. Shut the up. No, because this bitch, I want her to fight. I want her to fight. Bitch, shut your mouth. Shut up.
And do you want to know how this starts? It starts like this.
Dear white people, if my video comes across your For You page, can we be friends? That's all I want to know.
That's how it starts. Don't listen to guys like these.
If you look at the statistics, it's obvious you should be a lot more fearful of your black children hanging out with other black kids. I mean, when you're black and you're allowing your children to go off with white people, they're much safer than they are with their black friends.
All right, now who do you think this fucking coon right here, this Sambo porch monkey coon, tap dancing for these goddamn Edomites? See, these are the kind of niggas that the Lord is going to use Esau Edom to destroy. Okay? I promise you. See, the irony is the Lord is going to use Esau Edom for all these niggas who idolize these goddamn Edomites. Okay? No matter what or how much wickedness and cruelty they show our people, you got these niggas tap dancing and advocating for the goddamn devil. But let me tell you something. The Lord has a sense of humor. He's going to show all these coons, these so-called black conservatives, and all these niggas who advocate for the goddamn devil. He is going to use Esau Edom to judge them during Jacob's trouble. You watch. You watch. I can't wait. Lord's will, I am able to witness this firsthand. Okay, because there's nothing worse than these tap dancing coons who are oblivious. Well, they see it. They just want to refuse it. They're compelled to make videos like this because they don't like anybody talking about massa. Okay?
Their black friends.
You F around and listen to guys like these as a non-white person, and you're going to find yourself being invited by your good white folk friends to go camping, to go rafting at the river, to come spend the night, and then you're going to wake up drowning in the river, hanging from a tree, or tied up on a bed somewhere.
Speaking of hanging from a tree, who do you think is hanging all these jakes? This has to be, I want to say, close to 10 or a dozen jakes that were found hanging over the past year and a half or so. Who do you think is doing the hanging? It ain't jakes. Israelites don't do that. Point blank, period. I put my life on that. Okay? We know that this is without a shadow of a doubt the Edomites. This is their calling cards. All right? You know it's them. And they know that we know it's them. Okay? This is a game that they're playing. Okay? Every time they do it, they know. They know we know who it is. Okay? But see, the cool thing is that the Lord is eventually going to get them. Okay? The Lord is coming back to set things in order. And you Edomites are not going to be let off the hook. You can cry and plead and beg and ask for forgiveness from JC. JC ain't saving shit. Okay? Yahushua is coming to destroy you goddamn Edomites.
Why? Well, because it's white culture. What I'm about to say, you're going to call me racist for saying it, so I'll let the white guy tell you it.
And another thing, all right, this use of the word white. I always refer to these people as the Edomites because that's the name that they're running from. They despise that name, Edomite. Okay? Once they learn the history behind that name and who Esau Edom was, all right, this is who they run from. Okay? That is the name, Salakia, that they run from. Okay? So call them what they are. Or call them the wicked. Okay? The ungodly. Because that's what they are.
Yeah, you got that right. Yeah, we did it. We sure did do it. What you think? What you think we do when we take y'all young men camping with us?
Now he's referencing the deletion of this brother here, this Jake right here, by his three so-called friends, all Edomites. Okay? And these devils know. They know without a shadow of a doubt that this goes on all the time. Okay? It's just you Israelites who are stupid and naive to think that that's not what they want to do. This is not, that they don't have ulterior motives in terms of wanting to take you out. All right? You Israelites are going to learn. You're going to learn the hard way, but you're going to learn. I promise you.
We know them boys don't know how to swim. Yeah. You throw them in that water. We say, swim, boy, swim. Whoa, learn how to swim, boy. You can't do it. You can't do it, boy. Y'all ain't ever going to learn how to swim. Yeah. Yeah, they did it. Them boys did it. This is a damn tradition for us. Yeah. This is a tradition. We take you boys out in the woods. We throw you in the swamp. We throw you in the creek. We throw you in the springs and rivers. Yeah, we throw you in them oceans. Y'all can't do a damn thing. Y'all be in there splashing and screaming, I can't swim, I can't swim. Oh, hell no. But you know, it ain't our fault. It ain't our fault you're stupid. A grown man don't know how to swim. Yeah, what y'all think we do? You know, yeah, it's a big conspiracy. You know, every 6 months this skin tone, we all get together in our neighborhoods and we have like a little neighborhood meeting. Y'all ain't invited. We get together, we make plans, we talk about y'all, talk about, yeah, let's put this one in football, you know, let's put this one in basketball, yeah, let's encourage him to do that and this, yeah. We bet on y'all. Man, we just play y'all like a damn game and y'all don't even know it. This is a tradition. Been going on since the beginning of time. And y'all still in the dark. And you know, I thought I'd go ahead and tell you, but even me telling you, it's still just gonna be conspiracy and nobody's gonna be able to prove it. Yeah. This happens all around the nation. All of us are involved. Every single one of us.
But see, yet you Israelites are still pining for acceptance, begging for acceptance. I mean, it's actually pathetic, man. It's pathetic. Let's go to, we get one scripture, because you saw the Israelite woman, you know, who's begging for acceptance from Esau, Edom, at the beginning of the video. This is Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 33. Why trimmest thou way to seek love? Okay, you compromise who you are. You compromise your values, your integrity, okay, who you are, in order to receive love and acceptance and validation from the goddamn devil. Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. Okay? So our people are notorious for trimming their ways, compromising themselves, all right, to be accepted by Edomites. Okay? Let's continue. There's a couple more minutes. Then we'll finish up.
You see this?
Bro, I'm really about to this bitch. What you gonna do?
I can't tell you it's white culture, white tradition, because you're gonna call me a racist. So I'll let the white guy say it.
I do not care about the rights of blacks. I do not care about the rights of Mexicans. I do not care about your rights at all. I don't care what happens to you at all. You do not belong here. I don't care if you were born here and you think the Constitution applies to you. I don't care. I care about the rights and lives of white people, and that's it.
And it's ironic because you Israelites don't have that same sentiment. And he's not wrong. There's nothing wrong with him caring about the lives of his people. Okay? Where he is wrong is when they decide to cross that line and start harming other people. You see, because although we as Israelites, we care about the lives of our people only, we're never going to harm them. We're not going to harm them. All right? We're not going to abduct them and hang them from trees or do any harm to them whatsoever, man, woman, or child. Okay? The Lord is going to harm them. Okay? The Lord is going to take these people out, these devils. All right? That's going to be the Lord's revenge. Okay? He's going to avenge us on them. All right? So they should fear the return of Yahushua. Okay, but make no mistake about it. It's okay to dislike these devils. Okay, to even hate them, but don't do any harm. Don't do harm at all. Okay, hate is just a strong word. A strong word. It's just it just means to dislike. Okay, it's a very strong word that people take out of context because they automatically assume that we're going to harm someone if we say we hate them. No, that's an Edomite thing. That's what they do. Okay, they show their hate by abducting and hanging us from trees, setting us on fire, chopping off our you know what? Okay, penis. Let me just say it. Okay, put it in our mouths. Feed our babies to alligators. They show their hatred for us. Okay. So hatred to us doesn't mean the same thing to an Edomite, period.
And, you know, I keep hearing about American values includes everyone. Well, then there's a problem with American values, okay? I don't want blacks to own weapons in the United States. Blacks should not have access to modern technology. They are mentally and physically incapable of handling it.
Why are blacks so dangerous? And why exactly are we expected to want to live with them? It seems kind of counterproductive to want to live with the most dangerous demographic, isn't it? I think the black ego is the most fragile thing on this entire planet. They swear up and down that they're grown-ass men, but God forbid you question their culture, they're ready to quote-unquote freak out. I'd rather use another word. However, TikTok won't let me use that word. Chud did a pretty good job of exposing that. Free Chud, by the way. I own a house in a black neighborhood, which I lived in for two years. I don't live there anymore. I rent it out, and my equity is just getting built for me. I also lived in East New York, which is in Brooklyn, for about 4 years. It's a black neighborhood. I lived in Kensington, Philadelphia for like 3 months, and I lived in Camden, New Jersey for about 4 or 5 months, something like that.
Now, he lived in ghettos, okay? And of course, you're going to have the so-called black people with that ghetto mentality, okay? Why would you live in the hood with a bunch of degenerate niggas? Okay, and not to say that they're all that way, because I grew up in the ghetto. All right, one of these places he just named. That's funny. Okay, I wouldn't go live there again, and I'm a so-called Negro, right? I'd never live in any of those places. Well, there's parts of Philadelphia that's actually very, very nice. Okay, but we're talking about the hood because he obviously has an affinity for living in the hood because Kensington is a part of Philadelphia, and it's the hood. It is drug infested. There's a lot of poverty there. You have absolutely no reason or no business to be living there if you have an issue with the environment, the hood environment. Okay, who in their right frame of mind would move to a place like that? Like I said, I wouldn't. Okay, now I do visit one of those places that he just mentioned from time to time because I did grow up there for a part of my life. Okay, but I certainly wouldn't live there. Okay, it's a big difference.
So I've got experience in about 4 black neighborhoods, give or take, a couple, whatever. The point is, During the 2 years at my house that I still own, like I said, my girlfriend's car got shot. That's one. My neighbor stole a bike from my backyard, and we had to go out there armed and tell him basically, if you come across this fence again, I'm not gonna finish this sentence here on TikTok. My house was driven into, the gas line was driven into by a drunk driver. There were gunshots all the time, fireworks all the time. Same thing in Camden, same thing in Kensington, except in those two places they have an open air drug market because the cops have just stopped giving a
Because where he grew up in South Jersey, there's white, so-called white town, predominantly Edomite towns. Why wouldn't you move there? Why would you keep making a habit out of moving to so-called ghettos, okay, or black parts of town? Why would you live there? Okay, there's something wrong with you, man.
And then out in Brooklyn, they don't have an open air drug market, but it's very easy to sell drugs and very easy to find drugs. And they sell them on the corners, basically, even though they don't advertise it out in the open like they do in Philly and in Camden. I was not raised in a black neighborhood. I was born and raised in South Jersey in a white neighborhood, and I'm not used to this kind of crap.
Straight from the horse's mouth. History proves since their arrival to the Americas, this is who they've been. This is what they do. History teaches you this. And now in 2026, you ain't have to read a book and dig. Nah, in 2026, these white folks, they're comfortable enough to turn on the camera and tell you exactly how they feel. To the point where they're almost singing this shit. It's like a song, like they're proud. But if you F around and listen to people like this...
If you look at the statistics, it's obvious you should be a lot more fearful of your black children.
You're gonna end up looking like this.
You will never come before my good white folks.
Talking.
Lord's will, this was edifying. Shalakia, I had one more scripture that I wanted to bring out. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8. You see, because for decades, now we knew how evil and hateful these Edomites were, but we had no idea that they were the devil that the Bible spoke of. Okay? We didn't know that they were the wicked, right? We didn't know that they were the man of lawlessness. Okay? And this is a collective reference. Okay? And this is talking about the Edomites. Okay? Also known as the wicked, capital W. Okay? Let's start at verse 8. We'll start at 7. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. It was a mystery about who the wicked was, right? Not anymore, because it says that in the last days, the mystery would be revealed. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. Here's the point. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. And this ain't talking about no goddamn Satan, spiritual Satan either. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. Okay, we know this isn't spiritual Satan, right? Or this isn't spiritual Satan because it says he, the man of lawlessness, collectively, the Edomites, comes after the working of Satan. Okay, they do what Satan would do if he was running things on this earth. Literally, okay? Satan influences them with his spirits and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them. This is the Edomites. They're unrighteous, okay? That perish because they receive not the love of the truth that they might be saved. And for this cause, Yahweh shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie. And this is talking about you Israelites. Okay? Now, the man of lawlessness, the man of sin, the son of perdition has been revealed. And this is Esau, Edom. Okay? And you know who they are. And because they've been revealed, and they've been identified as our enemies, right? The devil right here, and people like him. They've been revealed as our enemies. And what does the scripture say? Never trust thine enemy. Don't trust these devils. You're going to end up finding yourself hanging from a tree or in a lake drowning. Okay, you go on trips, boat trips and camping trips with them. Okay, because they're the Edomites. Now granted, not all Israelites or Edomites have this complexion. You got some of them that look like so-called black people. Okay, and conversely, you have Edomites or Israelites that have this complexion. Okay, and this is all because of the scattering talked about in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28. All right, so we try to judge by the spirit, and this devil right here has the spirit of an Edomite and the look of an Edomite. So we know without a shadow of a doubt that's who and what he is, just like the other devil. Okay, so the scripture says never trust thine enemy. Let's get that and then we'll wrap it up. Brought that out in my last video. Let's see. Sirach chapter 12 verse 10. Never trust thine enemy. Never. Didn't say sometimes. Didn't say most of the time. Right? It says never, ever, ever trust thine enemy. Who's the enemy of Israel? The Edomites. For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. It grows. It doesn't disappear. Right? It doesn't come and go. It grows exponentially. Okay? And we're starting to see them as they are. Okay? Because they've hidden themselves for such a long time in terms of their spirit, their hatred for us. Okay? You saw it big time during slavery, during the Jim Crow era, right? And even after that. And then it sort of went into hiding for a little while. But now it's reared its ugly head again since number 47 took the helm in the White House once again. And now these people feel comfortable expressing their hatred for us. Okay? But you've been warned, you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you've been warned. You better act accordingly. You better move accordingly. All right? Shalom.